Okay. The gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Chabot, is recognized for his questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank you for holding this hearing. And the gentleman from California, I have great respect for, indicated that this hearing is disappointing. And it is certainly disappointing that we have to hold a hearing like this about an organization that every year brutally kills hundreds of thousands of unborn innocent babies and sells their body parts and does that for profit. I happen to represent most of the city of Cincinnati, and Planned Parenthood does approximately 330,000 abortions, the largest abortion provider in this country. They basically wipe out the population of the city of Cincinnati every year. It's about 300,000 people in that particular community. And it's just, so it is very disappointing that we have to have a hearing like this and hear the testimony. And Ms. Frederickson, you earlier said that, I think your comment about Mr. Chaffetz saying something along the lines of, well, it isn't against the law. If that's the case, what the organization that you're here testifying on their behalf today, if it's accurate that what you're doing, destroying little innocent unborn lives and selling their body parts for profit, if not against the law, well, then we damn well better change the law and make it against the law, because we're supposed to be a civilized society in a civilized country. And to think that that kind of behavior is occurring in these modern times, it makes one wonder what the hell's going on in this country. It's disgusting. And when I saw these videos, and I know the excuse is, oh, well, we didn't know we were being taped. I mean, what a defense. We didn't know that somebody might actually find out what's going on in Planned Parenthood facilities all over the country, that it might get out what's going on. I mean, that's a heck of a defense. Some of the people that are here, all three of the other witnesses in particular, I think it takes a lot of courage, to have experienced some of the things that you experienced over the years and to be willing to come here and testify about what has happened. And thank God that you are willing to do that. And all three, all the stories. And Dr. Levatino, I heard you testify in this committee in the past, and it's, thank you for coming forward and doing what you're doing now to expose what has occurred. I guess, I've probably used up a lot of my time already, but Doctor, I guess if you could again, and I know you've already said it, but I think it bears hearing it a second time, that, in your past, obviously, you did perform abortions, and then at some point in your life decided that I'm not going to do that anymore. And could you share again what it was that made that change for you?
Briefly, Congressman, it was the loss of my own adopted daughter that made me look very seriously at what I was doing with abortion.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Stoltenberg, you indicated that and I know you get a whole bunch of other women that were in your circumstances, that their lives have been changed. Would you want to share some of the stories of other women? You don't necessarily have to give their names, but what you've heard from others and how this has affected their lives, so that there's actually two victims here. There's the unborn child, and there's also the woman who's been a victim oftentimes in a Planned Parenthood facility, since they're the largest abortion provider. But could you share in the brief time that I have left anything you'd like to say about the other women that you've talked to over the years about that?
I would, sir. I've heard a lot here today about safe abortion, and all of these women's stories refute safe abortion. We are not having safe abortion in this country. Women are being maimed. They are being harmed. They are not being able to have their own children because of it. Their children are dying on tables. They are turning to alcohol and drugs and suicide. I do post-abortion counseling. And I just counseled a woman in the prior months that has tried to kill herself 3 different times and almost succeeded. Why aren't we talking about why this is not safe? These are the stories to tell it, and there would be more stacked up here if women were not too ashamed and too afraid to come out and talk about this. And sometimes it doesn't happen for years. I wasn't able to talk about this for 5 years. There are women that won't be able to talk about it for 10 and 20 years. And I've heard multiple stories, hundreds, of how they have been maimed and wounded in every way. It was hard for me to even bond with my own child that I adopted because of this procedure. I'm just begging for you people to protect women. This is not a good choice for women. Protect us. Do the right thing. Instead of looking at pocketbooks, I would like to ask the committee how many people are receiving donations from Planned Parenthood on their campaigns. And that saddens my heart, because would you choose that over protecting women?